Okay, so good morning, everyone. Appreciate all of you being able to be here today for Janet, Rita, and Tom's meeting. We're first sending around the sign-in sheet, which is going to acknowledge that everything we discuss here today will be kept confidential, meaning that we won't discuss it.
Janet, you know what that means with keeping it confidential and making sure that we don't talk about it and stuff. That's what this means with signing this. It just means nobody will talk about you without you. Okay?
Okay.
If we could then go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves. I'll start. My name's Mary, and I'm the facilitator for Janet, Rita, and Tom's joint planning team.
I am Lisa. I am the YSP for Janet.
And my name's Janet, and I'm the youth.
Okay. First thing that we'll go ahead and do here, if we're referring to the agenda, I want to make sure too everyone did receive that copy that I sent out last week.
Do you remember us talking about that and showing it to you and stuff? Do you have any questions about the discovery?
No.
Did you see that I put your picture on there?
Yeah, I saw that.
And all your strengths and stuff that you told me about? Okay.
And I would have sent those two out together, the agenda as well as a copy of Discovery for everyone. Everyone did get that and have an opportunity to read it over.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing that we'll go ahead and do then on the agenda is go ahead and establish some ground rules for our meeting today. One thing that we do want to acknowledge as far as the ground rules that we'll follow is mandated reporting. Now, does everyone understand what that is?
Can you explain it to me a little bit?
Do you remember when we talked a little bit when I first showed up? I talked about safety is the concerns, and we want to make sure you stay safe, I stay safe, the family stays safe. And what that means is that me, Mary, and the FSB is all mandated reporters. So like if something happens that's unsafe for everybody, we want to make sure that everything. Like we would have to contact CYS and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you all right with that? Okay.
Okay. And then the mandated reporters in the room, just have you raise your hand in order to make that clear. And that would be myself and Lisa. So then as far as an effective meeting, what would a good length of time be in order that the family, feels that we are able to accomplish everything we need to accomplish and still being respectful of your time? So what would be a good time frame?
What do you think, Janet? What do you think would be not enough, enough
No
time?
more than an hour.
No more than an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got things to do.
So do you want to tell them or do you want me to?
I just say no more than an hour.
Okay,
Good job.
We'll do an hour at most then for our meetings. And then as far as decision making, when we do brainstorm ideas related to your first goal, we would want someone to be able to make the decisions as far as what exactly you guys want to do out of the options we have.
And the goals are what we talked about, what we're going to talk about today, about your, you wanting to be able to reduce that upsetness and frustration. That's the goal. So who do you think should have, who should be the person who makes those decisions? Do you think you should? Your mom, Dad?
I think Mom and Dad should.
But do you think you should have some say-so in it?
Yeah, I think I should have some say in too.
Okay.
But
do you want to let them know or you want me to?
you let them know.
So Janet said that she would like for the decision makings to be with Mom, Dad, and her.
Okay.
If that's okay with Mom and Dad, she would like to be part of it.
Okay. So we'll have Janet, Rita, and Tom making those decisions together then. Any other ground rules that we should add to this list that we'll use going forward?
What do you think? What other rules do you think that we should have that everybody can listen to?
Just no making fun.
We're making fun. Janet would like us not to make fun of her or not to blame her for anything.
Okay, so we do no shaming or blaming of anyone. Anything else?
Anything else you want to add on? No, I think we're good.
Okay, and then does anyone have any celebrations for today?
Do we celebrate all your postcards?
Yeah, I actually got a whole bunch of postcards from around the world because my dad knows some truck drivers, and it's a competition in school.
Wow, congratulations,
Yeah,
Janet.
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So I got 9 so far.
Good. Okay, so the next thing then, if we're just going right down the agenda, would be we'll take a few minutes to just go ahead and review the discovery. Some of the strengths that were already mentioned in that discovery and when we were developing it, as well as the family's culture and their vision. So we do know, just in developing that discovery, that some of Janet's strengths are that she's fun, outgoing, and loving. And I just wonder, does anyone have anything else that they'd like to add
Do
to
you
that
wanna
as
add
far
any
as
other
strengths?
I'm fun. Or is that on there?
That's okay, you can still say it again.
No, I'm fun. I like being fun.
I think a big one too that we need to definitely focus on as a group going forward is the close bond that the family has
Mhm.
together, because I know that's something very big for Janet, right, Janet?
Mm-hmm.
You really like how close you are with your mom and dad and your brother, even though
Mhm.
your brother doesn't live in the home.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an important aspect of the culture of the family, that they have a very close bond with one another. And then just reviewing that family vision, that the family will be happy and able to function at home and in the community with one another. Does that sound about right?
How's that sound for you?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add to that? The vision?
No, I think that sounds good.
Okay, and then next thing we'll do then is go ahead and develop our team mission. And what that is that's going to be our purpose going forward in these meetings and kind of our overall commitment to Janet and her family as far as what we're going to be doing together.
Do you know what a team mission is? Do you understand that?
Kinda.
It kind of lets you know, like, what as a, like, all of us here, you know, Bree and Terry and mom and dad, what they're going to do to help you here in these meetings and with the goals that you have set up. Okay? Is there anything that you feel that you could bring to the team? Maybe even your strengths?
Well, with me being outgoing, I can probably try to listen a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to let the team know this? I think that would be a good idea for you to let them know so they can hear it from you.
I think that since I'm outgoing, that I think that I can maybe try to listen a little bit better.
Okay. So we, as part of our team mission, will want to listen to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add for that?
I think as being the YSP, I think definitely assuring that the youth's voice is heard,
Okay.
and making sure that, you know, we kind of follow that ground rule of the blame and shame, because I know that she's really talked a lot about that.
Okay.
So just definitely making sure that she's not.
Okay, so
My mind will blank on that.
for our team mission then, as a team, we'll commit to have effective meetings where the youth's voice is respected and we will not shame and blame one another, and we will be good listeners. Does that sound okay for everyone then?
That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Okay.
An awesome job speaking up.
So moving forward then to the family's prioritized need, which is that Janet, to improve Janet's functioning both at home and in the community.
Do you want to talk a little bit about this to the team, like kind of like what we discussed?
Yeah, we discussed that sometimes I get a little mad in the community and at home, so I know I need to try to work on that.
Why do you remember we talked about a little bit about why you felt you wanted to work on that?
Just so it can be a more positive experience.
And whenever I talked with Janet, and I'm just going to help her out a little bit, because I think she's doing a great job with this being with all these adults and everything. We talked a little bit about, she gets a little frustrated and she just doesn't know how to explain or express herself in the right way. And when she gets mad, there's times where she doesn't even know she's getting mad. It just happens. And she did state that this is a need that she has, because she would really like to be able to go out into the community and do more in the community without having herself get so upset so quickly.
Okay. So that comes right
That
into
sound
that
good?
goal of reducing Janet's tantrums.
Good job speaking up.
And thanks, Janet, we did get a little bit better of an understanding of what that actually looks like for you. So what we'll do then will be to go ahead and brainstorm some options as to how Janet can reduce her tantrums.
And I would definitely like the team to just definitely remember, since this goal is really focusing on Janet, that we focus on her strengths and culture, remembering, that she is outgoing, fun, and loving, and that she has this close bond with her mom. So she is willing to, have the help and everything, but let's definitely keep that in mind, and keep in mind just not to be disrespectful as well.
Yeah, definitely. How the family's need and their vision, they're related right back to their culture, which is that they are, very close. They do want to be able to enjoy that time in the community. They want to be able to enjoy their time at home without Janet, becoming frustrated.
How are you doing so far?
And,
Good.
that Janet does have a lot of strengths that will definitely help her in achieving her goal of reducing her tantrums, especially that, she's very loving, fun, and outgoing. So does anyone then have any ideas as to how Janet can reduce her tantrums?
So what do you think? What is something that you think may help you?
Well, I really like my dog McStuffin play set, and that helps me whenever I'm feeling upset, because Doc McStuffin's a doctor and she makes me feel better.
So you kind of like playing with the Doc McStuffins.
Mhm.
Good job letting everybody know that. So playing with her Doc McStuffins.
Okay.
Is there anybody that seems to help you out a lot more? Like friends, Natasha. I know you're very close with Natasha. When we discussed, we talked a little bit. You said that Natasha seems to help you.
Yeah, she helps when I call her. She helps me relax and realize it's not that bad.
Do you think that would be a good brainstorming idea?
Yeah,
Do we want to let the team know this?
go ahead.
Okay. So the youth was talking a little bit about, her cousin Natasha being a great support for her, and being able to contact Natasha whenever she's upset will definitely be helpful.
Okay.
Could definitely be something that she also likes to do. Is there anything else that you would like to do? No, nothing in the community, because I know sometimes you get upset in the community. Is there anything that can help you out there?
Well, sometimes if I get a drink, it calms me down.
Okay.
So, like, it just distracts me, I guess.
Do you want to tell them? Why don't you tell the thing?
So, whenever I get upset in the community, if I get a drink, it makes me feel better.
Okay.
That was
So.
awesome. Good job. Good job sharing.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything, any other ideas?
Do you have any
Like
other
that.
ideas?
No.
Okay, so we have a pretty good list here of about 10 options. We have playing with Doc McStuffin set, call Natasha, get drink, yada yada yada. So I want to give then Janet, Rita, and
what you're gonna
Tom the
do is
opportunity
you're gonna
to
talk with Mom and Dad.
come up and choose
Three
the
ideas that you
brainstorms that they
think may
feel
help
will
you.
work best for them,
Okay.
that we can turn
And if you
into
have any
actual
questions,
steps.
I'll be here to help you through that. Okay.
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 And break.
So,
And we're back.
so Janet and Rita and Tom have had the option to go ahead and choose the brainstorms that they think would work out best for them. And they did choose playing with Doc McStuffins set, calling Natasha, and getting a drink.
Good job choosing those.
So
Those
we're
were
going to
some
want to
good
go
ones.
ahead and develop our action steps based on those brainstorms. So as far as playing with Doc McStuffins set, is there any one in particular that can help see that that step is carried out?
I think my mom can.
You think your mom can? That's okay.
Yeah,
You
because
want to let them know?
she, when my mom tells me to go play with my Doc McStuffins, and I think it reminds me to do, like, to not be so upset.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
So Rita, you'll be able to help see that Janet follows through with that action step. And when would you like to try that option out? By what date do you think you
What
could have
date
tried that?
Do you think you want to start it like this week?
Yeah, this week will work.
And I will also support Janet through this as well.
Okay.
You know, checking in with her, following up on her and stuff, and seeing if it's working for her.
Okay,
Does that sound good?
Janet will play with her Doc McStuffins set by November 13th, and the people responsible for that, seeing that that's carried through, will be Janet, Lisa, and Rita. Okay, what about calling Natasha? Is there anyone that would be able to help carry through that action step?
And I think too, you know, I know Mom and Dad's a little bit leery with Natasha with it being a negative natural support at this time. But I do think that, you know, this, you know, Janet has said on a lot of occasions that Natasha is a very big help for her. So I mean, I'll be more than happy to like help follow up, make sure, you know, things are going well. You know, see how, you know, we can get Natasha to be a positive support for Janet, and work with Natasha as well as Janet to help with that, if that's okay with Mom and Dad.
Okay. Yeah,
that
it looks
sound
like
good?
they're saying that that's okay. So Janet will call Natasha, and when do you think you could have tried that?
When do we want to start that?
Today.
Today.
Okay, so you're going to do that today. So Janet will call Natasha by November 10th, and the responsible parties there would be Janet and Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we have get drink. So Tom, do you think you'd be able to help Janet get a drink when she's out in the community to calm her down?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So Janet will get a drink when she's frustrated in the community. And when would you like to start that?
By the end of this week.
Okay, by November
Good job, speaking
13th.
up.
And that will be Janet and Tom responsible for that. Okay, so next thing then, we're going to want to go ahead and establish a measurable outcome, which would be,
Do you know
you know,
what that
how the family
I'm
can
listening.
gauge whether or not this is that they're, you know, they've met their goal. So,
Any questions on what a measurable outcome is?
No.
No? Okay. What do you think would be a good measurable outcome for this? Like, what do you think? Like, usually a measurable outcome is like, Janet won't get upset.
I
Yada
think,
yada days.
like,
How do you know this would be working?
if I'm not flipping out 2 out of 5 days,
Do you want to let them know this?
if I'm not flipping out 2 out of 5 days,
okay, so then Rita and Tom, does that sound like something that you would agree with then? Okay, so the measurable outcome will be that Janet will not flip out 2 out of 5 days a week. And then do we want to range that over a month, or
What do you think?
yeah, a month.
okay, so for 1 month then, that's how we know that this goal is met. I just want to go ahead and check in then to see how everyone felt about the meeting, and also to see if there's anyone else or anything else that we need to be including in these meetings to make them work.
Do you think maybe we would need to add anybody to the meetings? What do you think?
Well, I would like to have Tasha come, but, you know, Mom and Dad sometimes say no, so.
Do we want to have a talk to the group team about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
You
want
say
me?
it.
Okay. So, me and Janet over here, we were talking a little bit, and we do feel that, since Tasha is part of some of the action steps, that maybe Tasha could participate in the next team meeting if that's okay with the rest of the team, because Janet does feel that she's a very good support for her, and she could definitely help her with her frustrations and being upset, and she seems to be a really good friend to her. And I'll be more than happy to help out with that, like I said earlier, to get her oriented and to participate in a team meeting if that's okay.
Okay. So everyone's okay with that. We'll go ahead and add a step that will orient Tasha to our process and invite
doing
her
so
to participate in our meetings going forward.